in the U.S., canned foods really started to grow and become more popular during the Civil War. The military, the soldiers needed to have this food for rations to keep it stable. It was actually something that became really critical in warfare. But canned food didn't really take off until about World War I, early 1900s. And then because of war and after the war, it became kind of a mainstream thing that people started using every day. Canned food we all have in our homes today. And it's a revolution that has changed the way people look at food, and it's stuck ever since then. Back in the 1930s and 1920s, frozen food became kind of a new trend. But it wasn't until about the 40s and 50s when refrigeration techniques became more prevalent that frozen food took off. Remember the days of TV dinners? You know, get the TV tray out, sit down in front of the TV with the manual channel switcher up there. Frozen food really became more of a mainstream food concept in the 50s and 60s. It took off actually after the war, World War II. More people came home, they had more disposable income, more women were working out in the field, and therefore they were able to enjoy this luxury of frozen foods. How many people have frozen foods in your freezer today? There's a food revolution that's stuck. It's been around since this time. And it's clearly, you know, TV adds so much family happiness. Can you think of something that brings more true happiness than the TV? Way to get food up into space in the 1960s. And they needed to get rid of that weight because of the cost of fuel and the whole dynamics of being able to transport food into space. And so they developed a freeze-dried food. Actually, let me talk about this for just a moment. Before that happened, in the 60s, actually people think that fast food came from White Castle back in 1921, White Castle restaurant. But really it took off in the 1950s. 1948, McDonald's came into the scene. And with the manufacturing line, that became more mainstream. So 70s and 80s, fast food took off. People wanted a faster food, more convenient. Schedules necessitated that there was a more convenient solution. And so this became a new food revolution. And I was talking, it was developed for NASA. How do we get food up into space? Take the water out, make it lighter weight, decrease fuel costs, make it more efficient. It didn't really take off. Freeze-dried food didn't take off, though, until people started realizing that you could actually take this freeze-dried food and have a long shelf life, and you could use it for the concept of food storage. So in the 70s, it started to take off. In the 80s, it really began to explode. Freeze-dried food became kind of a new concept. It started to become something that was more familiar with people for that purpose. Now freeze-dried food is becoming a revolution. And it's not just freeze-dried food, it's Thrive Premium freeze-dried fruits and vegetables. Okay, we're now teaching people how to use these on a daily basis, how to capture all the benefits that Thrive has to offer, and really create a revolution. This is where we're going, guys. Pretty soon, freeze-dried foods, Thrive foods will be at every home across North America. That's our vision for it. And thank you.
I don't always eat, but when I do, I prefer Thrive. Keep thriving, my friends.